This week, we're going to do Donkey Kong.
Awesome. So if you guys want to follow along at home, you can get your own bucket of airdough in the Amazon link below.
And let's get started.
This is Donkey Kong. We both played the same game, right?
Oh, yeah. Super Nintendo.
Oh, yeah. Donkey Kong Country. That game was one of my favorites back in the day. And oh my gosh. So, what was your favorite part of the game?
I like getting shot out of the cannons.
Yeah.
I would just go back and forth from one cannon to the other.
Yeah, those could be kind of hard. It was the puzzle part of the game, really, is kind of the time. It was almost like the timing of it. I remember, you always had to pick the right direction. It would try to kind of
Yeah.
I remember that part of it. And then also, of course, the mine train levels. Oh, the mine train was my favorite. And I really can't wait until Universal launches the new mine train coaster and the Donkey Kong Country land that they're making in the new theme park, in the Super Nintendo theme park. So super pumped about that. I think that's coming next year, something like that. I don't know.
Yes, a lot of nostalgia for me for this.
I think there's even a movie coming out for Donkey Kong, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. I think that's coming out. You guys will have to let us know in the comments, but yeah, I know there's Donkey Kong things happening for sure.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. So, now these are his eyes, and then I just did a little brown Hershey Kiss thing for his hair, and then a nice section for his mouth.
I can already see it. I can see his head coming together. I see his big giant smile. I bet when you get these eyes on, it's going to really start to look like him.
Yeah, he's going to look a little goofy at first because his eyes are really close together, but...
Oh, yeah, that's how he is. Oh, that does look like him.
And then I got to add his little highlights on his eyes.
Oh, yes.
Little teeny tiny pieces of airdough. Don't lose them.
You always figure it out, though. Oh, yeah, that looks good.
Okay, and then, this is my favorite part. It's his eyebrow ridge. So I'm using the tan to make a log, and then I'm gonna taper them off nicely at the end.
That's so funny. With such a simple little shape, it looks exactly like the character from the game.
Yeah, I'm definitely simplifying this one. He looks a little complicated, but he's not. And then these are his cute little ears.
Oh, I see.
Make little indents with your handy dandy tool there.
Yeah, the bucket should come with this tool, so it's easy to do things like that. Kind of poke holes.
Yeah, and then I just add a little bit of water.
Which is another great technique because, airdough dries the longer you let it sit out. So what you can do is if it gets a little too dry and you need to stick some pieces together, you just use a little bit of water like Amy just did, and it'll just kind of work like glue.
Yeah, a little goes a long way.
Yeah.
And then I'm just putting a little bit of red. You don't need that much, so it's thin. Keep it thin, otherwise it'll stick out too much.
Now, fair warning, sometimes teeth can be difficult, but I heard you have a good technique this time. It's a little bit easier.
Oh yeah, I am so excited for my new technique that I figured out. I just rolled out little white Tic Tacs, and then so it's just one giant row that I'm gonna connect the teeth later. You'll see.
I think I see what you're doing here. That's pretty clever.
Yeah. And then I just drew a nice line in the middle, and he looks extra goofy with his grin.
I'm convinced that is a good technique.
Yeah. Instead of doing teeny tiny pieces.
Yeah, that's a perfect Donkey Kong grin if I've ever seen one.
Can you guess what part this is?
That is chest?
Yeah, I'm adding his nice chest muscles there, and then I pinch the sides for his arm slots and his legs. So make sure you do that because the airdough's gonna expand a little.
Like an upside down triangle.
Yeah, exactly. And then this is his fur. So I'm using a thin little chest plate.
Belly fur.
Yeah, I gotta define the muscles again.
Okay, these have to be his giant arms, right?
Oh yeah. The longer and better to throw more barrels with.
Exactly. I mean, it takes some real strength for that.
Yeah. And then these are just, I'm using this tool to to add little like details for the muscles. And then nice lines just to create some fur. That's like a symbol. You don't have to do it all over, just like enough to see. And then these are his strong legs. And then I'm just like bending them in the back, adding the same texture.
I like how you add that crease in there like that because it makes it look like it's bent. Because if you just kind of bend it, it doesn't really look like a leg would.
Yeah, and then kind of smushes it. So that tool definitely helps. And then I'm going to make his hands, and then I'm just going to do one piece with the lines instead of like a bunch of simple or like separate fingers.
You'll see in some of our other videos, sometimes we make separate fingers, but you don't always need to do that. And especially for this character, this looks great the way you're doing it. It's just easier too.
Yeah, this one has a lot more detail, so I wanted to simplify it. And then these are his feet. So we're going to just do two separate pieces that I connected. And then, yeah, he's coming together pretty nicely, right?
It looks great. I just want to see like the head and the arms connect now.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he comes together. And then just connect all the pieces with his, it's like a nice slot for his fist in there.
Yeah, I like how you create kind of like a socket so that you can just kind of lock the parts together. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I could use wire for the arms, but it stuck nicely. And then just a little wire for his head.
Nice, there he is, but you're not quite done yet, are you?
No, I gotta give him his little tie.
Yeah.
And he wears it like nice and loose, like a cool guy.
Not too formal. It's a casual tie. And you're going to put the letters on there, aren't you?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, gotta do that.
So grab some yellow, and then it looks like it will be difficult and a little detailed, but I'm just going to roll out like a really skinny like line and then use that to make the letters.
Look at that, he's all done.
And there you have it. That's Donkey Kong for you.
All right, guys, if you like what you saw today, definitely give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. We're going to be doing these all the time now. And if you want to give us suggestions for characters you'd like to see us build in the future, definitely let us know in the comments. We read those all the time. So thanks for joining us this week.
All right, thanks for watching. See ya.